Right. These are the interests you should pursue.
Right.
This is what we're going to indoctrinate you with in school.
Right.
This is what the media is going to tell you.
Right. Like true character building isn't doing and not doing things based on guilt, shame, or repercussion, but doing what your soul needs to express. Right.
There's so much more to the experience on this plane of existence than we're given the ropes to, in our formative years.
1,000%. Is that the youth of today, and not even the youth, we'll say the adults for that matter, are so quick to criticize something and not practice it.
Mm.
We see, based on logic, based on philosophical logic, argument from, the works of many people from all walks of life has been that the person has a soul, and the purpose of that is for that soul to actualize whatever is near and dear to that soul and attain an inner depth within themselves. In industry, on an administrative level, on a skills level, they have nothing to do with that.
No.
So here we have a society that's not based on facilitating the inward journey of the souls within it. That's my main thing, is that if you're an artist or you're a craftsman or you're an innovator or a designer, do whatever you do, but do it in such a way that it's actually going to help the ideology of this world, help propagate something beautiful, help change, help enlighten, help educate, truly educate. Is that there'll never be one person, one ideology that can govern the race. There'll never be one religion for all. It'll never work that way. So what we need to see then is we need to develop unity and diversity. That we gotta respect that there's differences, and if you're in truth, will only interpret something in light of truth. It'll be a truer grasp or apprehension of what was initially meant by that. And that goes for religion, that goes for scripture, that goes for law, that goes for everything. Is that it shouldn't even have to be discussed. One should recognize what's similar within people, in relation to who they're speaking with, and what may be different. And we see that if people are in line in truth, the differences don't even come up. Where is what we're talking about not happening in certain aspects of life right now in society?
The education system.
Education system's a huge one, and help develop their interests into something that helps society, right? Because there's naturally two things that we want in life, right? Is one to develop our talents and what we're interested in.
Self-actualize, yeah.
And the second thing is to help others. The most fulfilled people in life are the people that actualize those two things on a daily basis. What we're talking about isn't just fluff. It's actually, there's a crying necessity for it, because this creativity, the creative potential, and the oppression of that is actually the most kind of unstable. It's unstable energy. It's reactive. That's where we get people that do crazy things or do self-harm or harm to others or just not having a great experience in life. It comes from that. It's not just a nice thing, but it's actually a necessity. And I think what the important thing that Rob and I are talking about is how this goes beyond psychiatry, it goes beyond psychology, hospitalization, it goes beyond self-help groups. We're talking about curing it from the source, and that's our collective ideology. That's our collective paradigm. That's educating everyone in whatever capacity of interest they have in the available wisdom that humanity has added onto from thousands and thousands of years of civilizations. By many of the world teachers that we have today, Geshe Michael Roach, with karmic gardening, Thich Nhat Hanh, the Dalai Lama, many motivational speakers, Wayne Dyer, Tony Robinson,
Osho, the Dalai Lama.
Smashing of the idea of the current ideology of going to work and these constraints of bills and debt and these things that are blocking people from being in a circumstance in which they can naturally be proficient. Ask himself what exactly you want to do, and contribute to life.
This isn't something this isn't a question that we're posed with. We're told, what do you want to be when you grow up?
What do you want to be?
What do you want to be?
Right.
Meaning, what occupation are you going to identify with? And that will be the extent of your identity. Not,
what is your name? What is your function?
Yes, precisely. What function are you going to serve within society? Meaning, what are you going to be? Are you going to be a firefighter? Are you going to be a paramedic? Implying that these occupations, these sources of income in the societal paradigm are your identity as a whole. Meaning that these are the only things you're going to strive for, meaning that your life immediately stops being dynamic and fluid.
Moreover, it then constrains your creative production to a tube.
Mm-hmm.
I am a nurse.
Tunnel vision.
I am a nurse. I am a paramedic.
I am a lawyer.
I'm a lawyer. And I'm going to, my infinite potential, I'm going to try and now squeeze into this tube down this one path of function.
Now I am going to pigeonhole myself for the rest of my life. The genuine curiosity, ever carry on a conversation with a toddler? Why? You get stuck in the infamous why loop.
And two things there. Because I was going to say, too, is when you said, we're asking people, what do you want to be? And they don't know anything about the system. They haven't been in the system to know what to know what being that in the system actually is, and what that will provide us in terms of a sense of fulfillment for their own lives.
So before we're even able to gain any kind of experience in the world, we're being told, you must figure this out, and you must pigeonhole yourself, and you must pigeonhole yourself in such a way that all of your energy is going to be concentrated on filling that order.
Right.
When you've had no time to spread your wings, you've had no time to feel the sun on your face and understand who you are as a person. So people who are never really permitted by the society in which we live to actualize their dreams.
Right. Or we see then now is that actually the efficacy of facilitating that within each for little human beings, adults. There's an efficacy behind it in terms of they will be more productive. Their creative production will be more dynamic and useful to society. Yeah, we haven't shaped the system around facilitating that.
Yeah.
So that's basically that's part of the shift. So we see then is that's why entrepreneurship, or like I said, is going on your own in a sense, is so necessary, because we gotta stop supporting this system by confining ourselves to it. You still work with it because it's a system that's in place, but there's people, like I said, that are going to fill those jobs in the meantime while we create all our alternatives. Alternative education, alternative medical practice, holistic, homeopathy, etc. and so forth. Alternative communities, intentional communities, sustainable communities, right? Built with sustainable infrastructure.
Ones that are not inherently built on sole consumption of resources,
Right, because that's what we get too, is that the houses that are built today are built knowing that the families that are going to occupy them are going to have jobs, and jobs in the system. And a system in the sewer system, and electricity and hydro, and when we have natural resources we could be using, renewable natural resources. And this is just a system. This is this is a one-time use system. The way society, the way towns are built are one-time use. They are not like rechargeable batteries. They are one-time use. And we are about to finish this use. We're about to hit to a point where to continue producing hydroelectricity, to continue chemically purifying our water, will start to just get into an increased detriment. And we've known about this for decades.
Where the draw on these resources is greater than the ability to replace them.
Right.
we're being indoctrinated and socialized from birth that you are going to go out, you're going to find a job, and you're going to earn essentially an artificial means of sustaining yourself.
The system within itself does not allow for the notion that this system will have to change to represent the new generations coming up. It's designed to bring you into the system as it is.